Today, our champion, Phil Clough of Warren, Massachusetts, faces the challenge of Dan Lasko of Dorchester, Massachusetts, on Candlepin Bowling. Hi, everybody. Welcome once again to Candlepin Bowling. I'm Don Gillis, and by now, just about everybody knows that this program is on videotape. We do our taping sometimes several weeks before you actually see the telecast, and we do it here at the Fairway in Natick, Massachusetts, on the Worcester Turnpike, just a little bit west of the city of Boston. It is always 3 strings of Candlepin Bowling. Total pinfall determines our winner. He'll be rewarded with a handsome trophy from the Ace Trophy Company of Boston. The runner-up receives a smaller but otherwise identical version to indicate he was a participant on our show. We have guaranteed prize money of $1,150. We have $700 to the winner, $300 to the runner-up, $50 to the winner of each string. I have a certificate here for $50, a $50 gift certificate from True Value Hardware Stores and Home Centers. That will go to our top marksman of the day, the bowler who has the most marks. Lots of other ways for our bowlers to make money. I'll tell you about that later. But right now, let's meet today's bowlers, shall we? Okay, Dan, you come in here now because we talked to Phil a little bit last week. Phil, let them, never mind the profile. Here, let them see. Okay. Dan, the last time you were here, you drew an easy match, huh?
Yeah, Tom's real tough.
Yeah, Tommy
real tough player.
And it looked for a while as if you might be hitting him again, the streak that he was in, right?
He's been on a roll lately.
That's right. Let's see. Now, you have a league average right now of 120, so you're obviously on a fairly hot streak, huh?
Yeah, been bowling well lately.
Another easy one for Phil Clough to face, huh?
No, Dan's a real good bowler.
Okay, listen, I had a question from one of the viewers who wanted to know what is the weight of the candlepin ball. Now, we know that there is a maximum and a minimum. It's 2 pounds 4 ounces is the minimum, and 2 pounds 7 ounces is the maximum. What do you prefer?
I use a 2.7.
A 2.7? How about you, Dan?
I use a 2 sticks, a little like a heavier ball.
So you'd say that would be almost universal for some of the men bowlers, right?
Most of the better bowlers use a heavier ball.
Yeah. And the 2.4 would usually be used by the kids or the ladies when they're first starting out.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay, well, let's see what you guys do with your 2 pounds 6.5 and 2 pounds 7 balls. Good luck to you, Phil, and good luck to you, Dan. We'll get underway right after this. League average is 120, his high single is 192, high triple is 486, and in the roll-off he had a 709. That's for 5 strings. Just missing a spare, leaving the head pin. Dan is employed in the maintenance department of Myers Parking Company. He's representing the Lucky Strike Lanes in Dorchester. Seven pins still standing, the 7 pin alone over on the left, and then everything from number 1 still there on the right. Still 3 pins there. It's a 10. Here's Phil Clough. Phil, our defending champion. He's been on our show a few times. Last week defeated Andy Cox. Andy had the distinction of stopping the streak of Tom Olstad. 3 pins on the left to pick up for a spare for Phil. Phil, an identical league average of 120. His high single, 206. His high triple, 466, and it's a 9. He had a 683 when he won his roll-off. Four horsemen right side plus the 7 pin. Oh, pretty shot to take out the 4 horsemen, but the 7 didn't go. Dan Lasko up again. Three marks in a row. That's any combination of strikes or spares in the same string will establish a bonus of $50. After that's been established, each subsequent consecutive mark in that same string will be worth $50 apiece as long as he can keep it going. Dan has some wood, which seems to be in fairly favorable spot to pick up the 8-pin, plus over on the right, the 6 and 10. He made it. All right, pretty spare. For the Phil, he makes it 7. And the 3 pins he'll work on over on the left-hand side are the 2, 4, 7. Missed the 2. Got the 4 and 7. At the conclusion of our program, we'll set up the 1, 7, 10 and let our bowlers have a shot at the high-low jackpot, with the winner getting the first try. It's now up to $1,225. And as long as people keep missing it, we'll keep adding $25 a week. $1,225 right now. Our home viewer jackpot is up to $250. An 8-box for Phil. Janie Cartier is keeping score on the big scoreboard today, and Keith Williams keeping score beside me. Ralph Stewart in his accustomed spot. He's our lob line judge and referee, sitting right at the lob line. Too bad. Phil just missed what I pointed out often, a spare lead that looks so easy with a little triangle, but so often only 1 or 2 of those will go. Peg Philbrook is filling in for Don Riley today as our statistician. Phil Rubin, of course, is our producer and director. We're at the end of 4 right now, and the score is Lasko 45, Clough 36. Little punch out of a half Worcester right. The 1 and 10 still there. Dan is single now. Is the father of a daughter, Ashley. Pretty hit on the 110. There would have been a roar if that had been for a spare. It still was a very pretty hit. This becomes the 3-pin, the 4-pin, and the 7. Tough angle. Piece of wood up against the 4 and 7. Piece of wood, actually 2, but only 1 will probably be in play, the one that's behind the 3, and it's not quite, but almost into the 5-pin spot. So let's see what he can do. Made it. Pretty hit. And the second mark goes up on the side of Dan Lasko. Here's Phil Clough, our defending champion. He's a designer of pumps, machinery. He's married and has 3 children. Everything except the 8-pin across the back, plus the 2 and 4, and wood up against the 9. A little bit close to the 10. Let's see what he can do with that 2-pin. Nope, a little too full on it. So it's an 8-box. Phil made his first appearance on our show back in 1983, and it was a winning one, beating Jeff Hebner. How many more are going to fall here? He just has the 5-pin and the 9-pin with a couple of pieces of wood gathered around them. Phil lost the next week to Jim Barber. Anybody would have lost to Jim Barber that day. That was the day he rolled a 466. There's a spare. Up on the board now for Phil Clough. 466. Wow, what a sizzler that was. All right. Here's our challenger, Dan Lasko from Dorchester, and remember, he's working on a spare, so this is a bonus ball. Big hit. Wow. 9. 1 pin to pick up. The 4-pin. Two marks in a row now for Dan Lasko. We have an extra $100 bonus for any bowler who goes over 400. Another bonus ball. This time he gets 5. He has the 4 horseman left side and the 9-pin. A tough spare leave, as you all know. And that's why it's so tough, because you can get the 4 horsemen. But usually, when you split those 2 pins, the 1 and the 2, one goes on one side, and the other goes on the other side of the 9-pin. And if it's a reverse 4 horsemen right, then it would be the 8-pin, the same situations. You're always better off if you have the corner pins there. Phil Clough, he's working on a spare. This is a bonus ball for him, and he wants that 5 to go, and it did. So it's a fill of 9 and the 7-pin to pick up to make it 2 in a row. Cross lane, yes. Woo, yes. Just barely brushed that one, and you could hear the reaction probably in the background. For 3 in a row, let's see. If he's going to do it, it's going to be tough, because he's going to be working the angle of the 2, 4, 7 and try to get the 6 alone over on the right. He did it! Oh, what a pretty shot that was. Beautiful shot. Look at the way he kicked that over and got the 6. $50 in bonus money. The first bonus money goes to Phil Clough. Last week he made $450 in bonus money. Here's Dan Lasko, our challenger, and he'll be working on the 3, 6 on the right, 4, 7 on the left. Got the right side, wood rolling over, but no, not hard enough to, or close enough to hit the 4-pin. It's a 9-box. $108 so far. Through 9. 1, 2, 4, and 8 on the left, 6 and 10 on the right. Had to hit that number 1, and all he got was the 2 and punched it out of there. A 6-box, which gives him a 114. So Phil has an excellent chance of winning the $50 or winning the first string. Oh, big hit again. Another 9 drop. The 5-pin, the kingpin, is the 1 pin he needs now for another $50 in bonus money, and he has it. He's already at 108. Another bonus. 7 more. That gives him another $50 in bonus money for winning the first string. Is he going to get another? No. Did not get the 3 pins over on the right. So for a 125, he needs to knock down the 6 and 10. He got the 6, so it's a 124. And a fine string. 10-pin lead in the match. There are 2 bowlers. And the score at the end of 1. A 10-pin lead for our defending champion, Phil Clough of Warren, Massachusetts, over our challenger, Dan Lasko of Dorchester, Massachusetts, 124 to 114. The 1, 2, 10. 3 pieces of wood gathered around the 10. So if he kicks that number 1 over, maybe he'll play the ball. He has a choice. He's playing the ball. And it didn't work because as a result of that, he did not get the 2-pin. I think most of us expected that he would try to split the 1-2. That is, hitting both of them, and in doing so, kicking the 1 over so it would touch some of that wood to get the 10. But it's whatever the bowler feels most confident in, his own style. Now we have the 1 and 4 with wood around the 4-pin. That's a spare. Dan Lasko, whose last appearance was last August when he was defeated by Tom Ulster. 385 to 378. A very respectable performance. He has 2 pins to pick up here, the 3 and 6. There they go, and he has a mark to begin the 2nd string. Bonus ball. He has a strike on it. As we said, the last time he was on the only other previous appearance, he was beaten by Tom Ulster. That reminds me, I had a card from a viewer in New Hampshire and wanted to know, what do the fans chant when Super Bowler Tom Ulster gets a good hit? Been watching the show for about 25 years. Love it. Jerry O'Neill. Well, I had to ask myself because, you know, it was a chant that was behind me here, and I couldn't tell either. Then I asked and found out what they were saying was T, 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 T. Phil Clough waiting for a piece of wood to settle down. Again, speaking of Tom Ulster, there was a excellent article in the Worcester Sunday Telegram, Sunday, March 29th, about Tom Ulster. Very well done story by Tim Murphy of the Telegram staff. I liked the headline. It said, Tom Ulster at 30, almost a legend. All right, here is Phil Clough now. And for a moment I was about to say he has a strike, but what happened was one piece of wood came behind the 6, another in front of it, and basically they prevented it from falling. Now it goes, and he's got a spare. Dan Lasko. That's the first of 2 bonus balls he has on the strike that he had in the 2nd. Still 6 pins there. Oh, right down the spot that he had already chopped out. So the total will be a Phil of 4 on the strike, and no bonus money there. And he almost pulled it off, everything except the 10. There's a strike. So both bowlers will have bonus balls to roll when we come back. 2 for Dan Lasko and 1 for Phil Clough. The score right now with those bonus balls to run is Lasko 53 and Clough 41. In the 4th box. 6 is the fill. The object pin becomes a 3 as 3-6 on the right, 4-7 on the left, no wood to help. Too far right as he got only the 6. A 10. There's a big hit. He has 6 and 10 remaining with a couple of pieces of wood making a V right in front of the 6 pin. There it is. Now our challenger, Dan Lasko, on the line, and he's working on a strike. He's had spare, strike, 9, and strike so far in this middle string. Two, 4, 7, and 6. Oh, a beauty. Oh, take another look at that one, will you? Oh, that was beautiful. What a spare. Oh, man, the way he kicked that 2-pin over. Two in a row. Let's see if he can get 3 in a row and get some bonus money. Seven is the fill, and now he's going to be tested again because he has the 2 and 4 and the 10. Got wood against the 2 and 4, and he's looking at it very carefully to see how he can move from left to right to try to get that 10 pin. No, it went in the pit, and again he is denied the bonus money for 3 in a row. It's a 10 box. That brings up Phil Clough, our defending champion. Phil, by the way, rolled a 418 last week, and that puts him right now in 4th place for our True Value Championship show, the $20,000 prize money show. It'll be in late August. One, 3, 9, and 10. Those are the pins he faces. 2 pieces of wood over on the right, not quite down as far as the 10 pin. There's a piece of wood on the left that's rolling around a little bit, and he was waiting for that to settle down. Now, here he goes. And the 9 pin remains. Ralph Stewart calls time, and our lob line judge and referee wants to go down and take a look at this piece of wood that is rolling toward us. It has come close enough to us to pass the deadwood line, which I told you is exactly 2 feet from the center of the number 1 pin toward the bowler. And if wood is behind that, it must be left there, even if it's a roadblock. And if it comes this way or touches it, it must be removed. Tough split. 2, 4, 6, 10. Got the left side. Challenger Dan Lasko. 2 full on the head pin, almost a spread eagle. The 10 went down also, but he has on the left 2, 4, 7 on the right, 3 and 6. Missed that object pin, which was the 2. And the 2 is still there, so it's a 9 box. Piece of wood rolling over, but he has the 4 horsemen alone. Now, we saw him make this left side 4 horsemen, but he had the 9 pin in the back and didn't make that. Let's see if he can get these 4. Nope, went in too deep that time. It's a 10 box. An 8-pin lead in the match for our challenger. Phil Clough, the man you're looking at now, our defending champion, had a 10-pin lead after the first. Is the 5 going to go? Yes. So he had 5 and 7. Now he has 7 alone with a piece of wood that's down there. Will he use it? No. In most cases, the good bowler will ignore the piece of wood and go directly for the pin because they have enough confidence in their accuracy. It's the rest of us who will say, well, maybe if I use that piece of wood, I can kick it over there. Because we get intimidated by looking at those corner pins. All of a sudden, that gutter looks like it's 6 feet deep. All right, he's got a diamond to work on. We know how tough a spare leave this is. And the diamond wins again, as it does most of the time. Nine. 116. Dan Lasko already at 109. He's going to add to that lead, all right. There's a strike in the 9th. That already wins him the $50 for winning the second string. Let's see how much of a lead in the match it will give him. He has 2 strikes in a row. And all of you who have been watching for the past 28.5 years know that 3 strikes in a row in the same string is worth not just the $50, but an additional $1,000. Oh, 2 full on the head pin. He came after it. He went for it. Okay, he still has another ball to throw here that will be counting as a bonus ball. Oh, and he made it. Oh, what a pretty shot. That gives Danny 3 marks in a row and $50 in bonus money. More important, it gives him a string of 155 to Phil Clough's 116. So the score now at the end of 2 is Lasko 269 and Clough 240. And here is our challenger and current leader, Dan Lasko of Dorchester, Massachusetts, leading in the match right now by 29 pins. The 1 and 3. Yes. So he left off the middle string with 3 marks in a row. Now he starts off this one with a spare. 6 is the fill. 1, 2, 4, and 10 are the pins that are standing. Too bad, too full on the head pins, so we will not be putting together 3 marks in a row at the top of the 3rd string. 9. Defending champion Phil Clough. He led after 1 by 10. He trails after 2 by 29. That's a great way to start if you're trying to come from behind. How close can you come to 2 strikes in a row? The 2 pin. He was lucky on that one, and he knows it. He's got a big grin on his face as he comes back. All right, here's Dan Lasko, today's challenger and current leader in the match. Time called. Ralph Stewart wants to take a look at the piece of wood that is perpendicular to the others, squints at it and says turns back to Dan and says it's about 4 inches behind the deadwood line. So it's in play. Dan avoided it, went down and took out the 4 and 7. Another mark. Wow, is he hot right now? A strike on top of that spare. And would have had 4 marks in a row except for that 9 box in the 2nd box. Phil Clough on the line now. He has 2 marks in a row. Two full that time on the head pin, and he winds up with 5 as a fill. 2, 4, 7, 9, and 10. Just 1, the 9 pin. Now try to make it a 9 box. Again, 2 full, so he winds up with a 7 box, leaving 3. And now comes back with a strike. So each of our bowlers has had 3 marks in the first 4 boxes of the 3rd string, but did not put 3 together for bonus money. And each now working on a strike with 2 bonus balls. Here's Dan Lasko, our challenger. First bonus ball. Kind of a thin hit. Got 6. Actually got more than the hit would seem to say he was going to get. Makes a spare, so he now has another $50 in bonus money for 3 marks in a row. Up to $150. Once again, Ralph Stewart must take a look to see if the piece of wood which is nearest to the bowler is touching or not the deadwood line. Ralph indicates it's about an inch or so behind the deadwood line. It's 7, 8, 10. with 3 pieces of wood. Now Dan has made his decision. The 7 did not go. The piece of wood that was next to the 8 was on the outside of it and was in good position to go over and get the 10, and it did. But he had to tick a piece of wood in order to make it another mark. However, he's got an excellent string going, and actually so does Phil Clough. Phil working on a spare. Six on the first ball. Did I say spare? Excuse me, it's a strike. Six on the first ball. I was thinking strike. That's why I said 6 on the first ball. I don't know why I said spare. You let your old pal get away with a mistake like that, won't you, as long as I correct it right away? The 1, 7, 8, 10. 2 pieces of wood in the back, and he's waiting for 1 piece of wood to settle down. Second bonus ball. And as it turned out, nothing. So the fill is 6. Nine is the box. Two more tumbles. He's left now with just 2 pins over on the right, the 6 and 10, and wood up against him. Looks very favorable right now. Nope. Hit it in perhaps the one spot where it would do that, where it would take out just the 6 pin and not go back and get the 10. All right, 4 boxes for each bowler left. And a big lead in the match right now for our challenger, Dan Lasko. What an unusual hit. He punched out the 1, the 8, and the 9. So it's a spread eagle, except for the fact that the 5 pin is still there. Eight. He needs another mark if he's going to get 100, and he's got an excellent shot at it right now with just 1 pin, the 4 pin to pick up, and wood right in front of it. And he has it. So now he's in a great position to hit 400. And Beth Peterson is in 5th spot right now for our True Value Championship show with her 408. Here's Phil Clough. Phil with a spare leave. 2 and 4. And he made it. Phil got his 400 last week, as I told you, and made it a good one, 418, which put him in 4th place. 2 full that time. He gets just 3. Almost a spread eagle, except that the 8 pin is still there. Now he's got some work to do, as he just picked up 1 more. There are 6 pins still standing. He'll go for the 4 on the left. And it's a 7 box. All right, Dan Lasko now with an excellent chance at 400. And remember, Beth Peterson at 408 is vulnerable right now for qualifying for our True Value Championship show. Thin hit. He needs a 140. Right now, let's see. All right. $122. Needs a 131 for 400. And a 140 to beat Beth Peterson. 6. That's a 128. Needs 2 more pins. Did not get the mark. All right. So he cannot make his 140 to beat Beth Peterson. But he did make his 400. 401. Give him another $100. Phil Clough. So both Beth Peterson with her 408 and Billy Treefel as the alternate remain unchanged. Billy had a 406. He becomes our alternate. There's no question, of course, that Dan Lasko is our new champion. Just a question now what the final score will be. Spare, 117 for Phil Clough, plus another ball to row. He's at 357. $365. And Dan Lasko is our new champion. He'll get first try at our high-low jackpot, which is worth $1,225. And he picked up $300 in bonus money by winning the second and third strings, and plus putting together bonus money. And, of course, that lovely $100 for going over 400, rolling a 401. But he had a shot at Beth Peterson's 408 and was unable to do it. However, he'll get another shot next week because he will be our defending champion. Final score again. New champion Dan Lasko of Dorchester, 401, and today's runner-up and former champion Phil Clough, 365. On a day that you hope that your card would be chosen, we give you, of course, 10 pins either way. Today's total is 766, which means that if I draw a card and it's anywhere between 756 and 776, they'll win the jackpot, the home viewer jackpot, which right now is $250. But when I draw that card, even if it's nowhere near that total, that person is going to be rewarded with several prizes. For example, these.
A Regina electric broom. No more vacuuming. From now on, it's the Regina electric broom. The lightweight, easy way to make cleaning a breeze. Regina electric broom makes a perfect gift. And Stetson cologne, easy to wear, hard to resist. To a man, the most comfortable fragrance. To a woman, the most compelling. And Ames garden shears. The Ames Eagle Anvil style shears, the ideal pruning tool. Lightweight design, comfortable vinyl grips, precision cutting blade. Gives you years of trouble-free performance.
Okay, we're going for 756 to 776 for $250. And what do we have here? We have a card from Helen Phillips of MacArthur Road, Beverly, Massachusetts. Her guess is 720. So we add another $50 and it'll be $300 next week. Dan, 1225 if you can knock those down. That's $1,225. Okay, you have a chance too, Phil. Wow, that close. Come on over here. Right behind him, Dan. That's not too small, that thing from the Ace Trophy. It happens to be about 1 inch shorter than the other one. It's your runner-up trophy, and let's see, you had $300 for being runner-up, plus $150 in bonus money, but more important, that 418 still has you in 4th place, so maybe we'll see you again in August, all right?
Be nice if it held up.
Okay, all right, Phil. Second time work, huh?
Yeah.
All right. You get the big trophy, of course, from the Ace Trophy Company. Now, let's see if I can total up what kind of a day's work you had. $700 for winning, $300 in bonus money with that extra $100 for going over 400. You had a shot, of course, at Beth Peterson's 5th place. You knew that. You needed a 140. I didn't have to tell you that. You knew that all along. And let's see. We have for you, you are our marksman of the day because you had 15 to 13 marks. So there's a $50 gift certificate from True Value Hardware Store. And I don't know if I've forgotten anything.
That's it.
Got everything there?
Just
okay.
come back next week.
Just come back next week, and you got a nice, easy one. Joe Tavernese is your
another tough one.
Okay, Dan, we're delighted to have you. We'll look forward to having you face Joe Tavernese next week. Don Gillis for the whole crew. Be there, will you? Bye-bye, everybody.